Alright guys, so we started digging the trenches. The guys have been here yesterday, started digging, and they've done a great job so far. We're digging this by hand. This is what they did yesterday, Mr. A and Mr. B, and just continuing to dig today. Our trenches are 450 mil wide, and they're going to be 600 mil deep. And we're also going to have an internal trench somewhere, roughly where that block is. We're just going to confirm it now. And there's going to be some foundation running that way, and then there'll be a wall here, a supporting wall here for the roof. Well, dividing wall, but it'll also support the roof beam as well. And we'll have roughly 5 meters that way, roughly 4 meters that way, and we're about 4.2 somewhere along that. These are all the external dimensions of the house. So hopefully by tomorrow we should have this completely finished dug, and then hopefully Thursday we get the concrete truck in, and we're gonna have to get a pump because it's way down there and there's no access for the wheelbarrow. It's quite hard because there's a big step up, so we're gonna get it pumped, and hopefully Thursday we can get the trenches filled. Bonjour tout le monde, ça qu'a fait. Prize to the person who can translate what I said. Give you a hint, that was in Creole, our native language. But I hope everyone's doing well. I'm on my way in. It's a beautiful day. It's 11 degrees and the sun is out. It's nice and warm actually. Clear skies. Obviously you've just seen me come from the garden house. I'm just heading down to the garage bathroom. I left the guys down there. They're doing an excellent job down there. This is only one day of digging that they've done there, so they had a busy day yesterday. They'll be on it today again, and hopefully one more day, and we'll get the digging done there, as I said. So I'm on my way now. I'll be on my own at the garage, and amongst other little things, my main task will be to start the tiling today, with a view to complete the tiling by tomorrow. So all goes well, I should get a decent amount of tiling done today. I imagine I will. So yeah, so I'll be there in probably 2 minutes, and I'll show you guys when I get down there. So thanks for watching guys, as usual. Shout out to everybody that likes and shares and comments on the videos. Shout out to the Patreon, massive as well, supported via Patreon. Thank you very much, we appreciate it, and I'll see you guys soon, so take care. All right guys, so I'm back on site, and let's just recap what we did yesterday and what I'm going to do today. So showers dried up nicely here. This is the waterproofing which I've done. So you can see I've applied a bead of sealant around between the shower and the wall. I always put a bead of sealant between there first, and then I'll do the tiling, and then obviously we'll have a bead of sealant which will go around the bottom of the tray as well. So first job for me today, I'm going to patch up this little bit of plasterboard here, that last bit there. Once that's done, then I'm going to start tiling. And how I'm going to tile is I'm going to do this wall first, and then when I've done this wall, then I'm going to do this wall, working out from the edge here across to there, and then I'll do this wall down to there. So that's the main 3 walls I'm going to focus on today. Is wall 1 here, and this wall and this wall. And if I get that far, then I'm going to do from that wall and go that way to there. So the last wall that should be left to do is this wall here, which obviously I need to sort that out. So hopefully I can get that done before tomorrow as well. I'll show you the what I did yesterday, which is drying up nicely. We had the concrete, so it's dried hard now, and you can see it's
perfectly flush here with the floor. So that's come out really good, and that's ready to lay. I'll leave that to dry anyway. It'll be one of the last things I do, let that dry out properly. But otherwise I'm ready to start mixing up some adhesive and start laying some tiles. Alright guys, so let me just give you guys a little tip for tiling. This might help you if you're going to do something, especially like a shower. So this is the spacing out for the tiles. I'm using 2mm spacers. These tiles are 300 wide and fits perfectly. If you're going to create a shower space like this and you're going to use, say, a 1200 tray, make the space 1205. Just give it like ½ centimeter extra. That will help you to get your full tiles in there once time you put in your 2mm spacers and stuff like that. So that's one thing. Secondly, the pattern is going to be, as I said before, brick bond pattern. So it's basically going to be full tile here, then it'll be a half tile, and then a full tile on top of that one. Then it'll be a full tile, then it'll be a half tile, and then a full tile, kind of going. So because obviously the tray is off the ground, can't start the first tile on there. First tile starts from the floor. So these tiles, the first row on top of the tray, will be slightly shorter by 2.5 centimeters. So I've measured a tile from the floor to the wall is here, and I run that line there, and you can see where that tile lines up. Okay, so these back tiles need to be slightly shorter to compensate for the step up. So I've already marked these 2.5 centimeters. Gonna cut this little bit off for the first two full ones, and the two half ones, instead of being 30 centimeters, they'll be 27.5. So they're slightly less than half. So just a little tip I'm planning out if you're gonna tile something like this. Right guys, so I'm ready to go now. I've cut the first 4 tiles, the 2 long ones I've taken 2.5 centimeters off, and then the 2 halves I've taken 2.5 centimeters off. So ready to go. So I marked my center line. So I'll start to the right and to the left, and then after that it should be quite simple. Go straight up. Also, on your first tile, put a spacer at the bottom to give yourself space for your grout to, for your silicone underneath. Always leave a little bit of space underneath the first tile. For these light ceramic tiles, there's no need to back butter these for the wall. If I was doing a floor, I would, but you don't need to do it for these. I'm sure someone's going to disagree. Also, I'm going to be using a grey grout on this. So if you're using grey grout, use grey adhesive. If you're using a white grout, use a white adhesive. Because if you use a grey with a white grout, you might get bleeding through. So pick your adhesive based on what colour grout you're going to use as well. It's quite important. Here's another tip for you guys. If you're going to tile, I know a lot of people now, they like very small grout lines. But unless you're very confident with the tiles that you've got, like especially if they're more of a high quality tile, don't go for 1mm spacers, because I've already come up to the first tile and it's not exactly the same size as the others. It's slightly, probably a millimeter wider. This tile is flush on that edge, but it's slightly a millimeter wider than this tile. Now if I had a millimeter spacer, I wouldn't have any play. I'll end up with no grout line on that side. So I'm using 2mm, which gives me that allowance for dodgy tiles. And it's very, very common that tiles are not all the same size, especially the lower range budget tiles. So bigger spacers will help you to overcome these sort of issues. Yeah, so that's just another thing to bear in mind with small grout lines. It can become a nightmare if the grout lines are too small and your spacers are too small. Right guys, this is where I am so far. I stopped here and then I went for lunch. I've just come back and I'm going to continue. So as you can see, I've done 3 rows here and then we've got a cut up the top. I've also done these 2. I'll do these cuts last. I'm going to cut a little bit out of the side, so I'll cut these all at the same time, all the corners. Still haven't done that yet, but I'll come back to that. So I stopped here for now, but what I'm going to do, focus on taking this all the way down here to that corner, and I'm going to take it up to close to the end there as well. Right guys, I'm done for today. Good day today, and it's looking good. So what I've done is I did 2 mixes today, 2 big buckets, and I've just cleaned up now. I'm taking all the spacers out and just done a cleaned all the adhesive off the tiles and stuff like that, and I'll show you what it looks like now. So this is the right hand side wall. I've done four columns, should I say. So it's just a bit on the right hand side to do. I've taken it all the way up to the ceiling, and on this wall I've done 5 columns, and I just got to do a fine cut on the edge there. I'll just show you guys the edging as well. It's the edging I was telling you about on the corners. So that goes all the way down to the floor, all the way up to the ceiling. And I just got 1 row of cuts to do here. I just started that with the last bit of adhesive that I had, so I just cut that one. Tomorrow I'll cut the other 3 pieces, and then that will be done. This wall is completely done here. I did the top part, put the plasterboard in, and I tiled it as well all the way down. So tomorrow's job will be to do this strip here, the other strip round the corner there, and then I can start this wall, do that. That's a big, nice big square wall there, and then obviously this largest wall here. So I should be able to get this done tomorrow, bar maybe a few little pieces around the door, because I'll try and get the tiling finished and then finish the little bit around the doorway so that I can tile it the next day, which will be the day I'll be skimming the ceiling. So yeah, and then I'll just tile that last bit after. So yeah, let us know what you think, guys. It's looking good to me, and it'd be lovely when it got a grout in there as well. Just show you a little close up of the tiles and the pattern on the tiles. But yeah, it's looking good. So guys, I'm gonna go pick up the other guys down the other side, and I'll catch up with you guys tomorrow. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow. Take care.